Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Cricket Addictor. Today, we have the match preview for the final of the World Cup, the T20 World Cup. I am Aditya. I am joined by Ashok Malhotra, sir, the president of the Indian Cricketers Association and a former Indian international cricketer. Many thanks for joining us, sir.
Thank you very much, Adi.
Our trusted and fantastic co-host, Mr. Priyam Singh, the editor of Cricket Addictor and SportsWiki, has tuned in as well. Many thanks for joining us, Priyam.
Thank you so much, Adi.
तो दोस्तों न्यूजीलैंड ऑस्ट्रेलिया है, फाइनल है, एंड इफ आई मे से सो माई सेल्फ एक्सपेक्टेशन हम नहीं रख रहे थे. मोस्ट क्रिकेट फैंस सोच रहे थे कि इंग्लैंड पाकिस्तान फाइनल होगा, बट both of the underdogs in semi-final are now the finalists. Underdogs by no means, but comparatively in this we didn't expect New Zealand Australia. तो हम हेड टू हेड रिकॉर्ड देखें तो 14 मैच में से 9 बार ऑस्ट्रेलिया जीती है, 5 बार द कीवीज हैव वन इन T20I. And Ashok sir, actually मैं आपके पहला क्वेश्चन पूछना था about the toss, and before that sir I wanted to tell the viewers कि 19 times मतलब 18 times out of 19 in the last 19 games दुबई में जब मैच हुआ है, चेजिंग टीम ने टॉस जीता है and they have won the match. हम IPL 2021 का फाइनल छोड़े जहाँ CSK ने 190 बना के they won while batting first. Sir, we've seen कि चेजिंग टीम टॉस जीत रही है और फिर मैच जीत रही है, तो क्या लग रहा है सर, how important will toss be in the final?
Definitely, it's going to be very important, Adi, because definitely you win the toss, put the side in, get them out, and then chase the target with dew helping you. Although in semi-final there is not that much of a dew, but still dew factor is very vital. That is why most of the captains win the toss and put the other side in. And as you very rightly said, when the record say 18 out of 19 has been won by the side fielding first, then definitely they're going to do that, because that is the mantra of success. But although I would add on that on paper Australia looks the champion side, for the simple reason New Zealand is going to miss Conway, because as it is, their batting is very brittle. Every game Nisham is not going to hit so many runs, or Mitchell will not score so many runs. Somewhere along the line Williamson will have to come to the party if they have to make a match of it.
Yes sir, definitely. डेवन कॉनवे का नहीं होना शायद कीवीज के लिए काफी डिसएडवांटेज होगा, और it'll be seen कि will New Zealand win 2 ICC trophies या Australia will defeat New Zealand like they did in 2015 ODI final. And sir, moving on to Australia, जो टीम Google rating पे भी favorites है, और आपने भी बोल दिया that paper पे better लग रहे हैं, advantage उनके पास है. तो सर ऑस्ट्रेलिया से आप क्या expectations रख रहे हैं, and which Kiwi players, sir, are you expecting big things from? Or if you have to reflect upon New Zealand performance in semi-final and in the World Cup so far, sir, what do you have to say about New Zealand team?
See, New Zealand team, Eddie, I expect Daryl Mitchell to perform once again, because he has been given a license to hit, and he is enjoying it. And I think he enjoyed in the last game that he carried the team through. And the another guy is Williamson. Definitely, you cannot Williamson. You can't count him out. And another guy which I think who went for too many is Trent Bolt. Trent Bolt is my favorite bowler. He might pick up a couple of wickets. And as Shine Shah Afridi showed, that he suspect Aaron Finch when the ball comes back in. So he might be useful, and I think it might be a match for Trent Bolt to turn the tide in favor of New Zealand, and not to forget their 2 spinners, Ish Sodhi and Santana. So these 5 guys will turn the tide in favor, but not to forget Conway is not there, but Seifert is going to come in. He is a very explosive 2020 cricketer. We'll have to wait and watch what number does he bat. So that will be the thing. But you can never. I have said Australia is the favorite, but you can never count out New Zealand.
Absolutely, Ashok sir. They've been the dark horses in every tournament. Whichever tournament we've seen in the last 5 to 6 years, they've been termed as the dark horses, and every time they've been termed as the dark horses, they've made it through the knockout stages of the tournament. And this year already they've won the ICC World Test Championship final, and if they manage to win this one, it'll be the second ICC title in a row. Speaking of which, Addy, speaking of ICC titles, the only team that has had a much larger experience of playing in ICC knockouts has been Australia. They've got 5 ICC ODI World Cups to their name. Although in the T20 format they have not done really well, but since this is the final game, and it is a good sign that Australian players who were out of form in the IPL are now coming back to what they were actually supposed to do. So who are you banking upon in tonight's game, and who will be your crucial players from Australia?
Yes, Priyam, and before I move on to Australia, मैं अपने viewers को बताना चाहता हूँ that I'm wearing black. I am cheering the Kiwis on. मुझे लग रहा है that somewhere they are due 2 ICC trophies. 2015 final हार गए, 2019 they lost one unfortunately. So it'll be very poetic if they win 2 ICC trophies this year, और शायद हो सकता है ये. Now moving on to Australia, जैसे अशोक सर और गूगल बोल रहे हैं कि Australia are the favorites to win, and that is without a doubt true. I also, even though I'm backing Kiwis, Australia looks like the favorites. And if I have to go through their key players, पहले तो मैं डेविड वॉर्नर को बैक करूंगा, highest run getter for Australia. Last match he played very well. Unfortunately missed out on 49 runs बनाए वॉर्नर ने. In total वर्ल्ड कप में 236 runs है उसके. UAE में अच्छा रिकॉर्ड है, 10 मैचेस खेले, 401 runs, average of 50.12. And against the Kiwis, he has a good record, not great. He has made 158 runs in 7 innings, but I'm going to back David Warner. बड़े मैच के खिलाड़ी है. It could be one of his last T20 World Cups representing Australia because he is in the twilight of his career. तो शायद बड़े मैच के प्लेयर है, बड़ी परफॉर्मेंस भी देंगे Kiwis के अगेंस्ट. सेकंड प्लेयर आई एम गोइंग टू गो फॉर, जो बहुत ही की प्लेयर होंगे, मुझे लग रहा है एडम ज़ैम्पा. 12 विकेट लिए इन द वर्ल्ड कप सो फार, 11 केम इन द सुपर 12 itself, and Pakistan played pretty well. 176 runs बनाए, almost 9 and over, and Zampa's economy was only 5.5 and he picked up one of the most crucial wickets in the side of Babar Azam. So he had a fantastic performance, और Kiwis के against भी undoubtedly दमदार performance देंगे. Third, I'm going to go for Mitchell Starc. I'm going to choose Mitchell Starc over Hazelwood and Cummins. He played decently against Australia. He was the highest wicket taker, but I'm saying decent, not well, क्योंकि economy थोड़ी ज़्यादा थी Starc की. He went for almost 40 runs, 9.5 economy थी उसकी. And surprisingly, viewers के लिए एक fact है, और Mitchell Starc काफ़ी सालों से ऑस्ट्रेलिया के represent कर रहे हैं, but he has never faced New Zealand while representing Australia in a T20I. So this will be Starc's first T20I against New Zealand. But I'm going to back him. I think he'll be crucial for them. He's their premium fast bowler. I'm expecting big things from Mitchell Starc. Third player I'm going to go for is Marcus Stoinis. A little wacky one, क्योंकि semi-final में he played a pretty stable knock. He made 40 of 32 balls. He has the ability to make the quick fire runs. He is an all-rounder. He can contribute on field. He can contribute with the ball, and he can also be explosive. He can do like 20 from 9, 20 from 10 types. So he can chip in every now and then. And his record in UAE is actually pretty good. His average is surprisingly 80 in 4 innings in UAE. Against New Zealand, he has a pretty good record considering the fact that he bats down the order. He has 144 runs in only 6 innings. And the last key player, Ashok sir, actually I'm going to ask you a follow-up question on our last key player. हमारा last key player Matthew Wade है. मतलब इतना भी ब्रिलियंट T20 रिकॉर्ड नहीं है मैथ्यू वेड का, बट लास्ट मैच के हीरो थे. सेमीफाइनल में शाहीन शाह को मतलब एकदम रुला दिया था, 3 sixes. दैट्स द वर्स्ट पॉसिबल आउटकम फॉर अ बॉलर इन डेथ ओवर ऑफ अ सेमीफाइनल. एकदम मतलब 41 from 17. और यूएई में his record is pretty good. His average is 30.66 and he has 92 runs in 6 innings. तो सर मैथ्यू वेड से आप क्या एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हो? Do you think he'll be able to carry forward the momentum from semi-final?
Definitely so. He has been a fighter. अगर BBL देखो वहाँ भी उसका प्रदर्शन बहुत अच्छा होता है, और काफी कम मौके मिले. जब पिछले 10-15 मैचेस उसको खिलाए गए हैं, उसमें उन्होंने अच्छा प्रदर्शन किया जब जरूरत पड़ती है, क्योंकि बैटिंग ज्यादातर आती नहीं. तो मेरे को ऐसा लगता है कि मैथ्यू वेड कैन बी द मैच विनर अगेन, वंस अगेन, इफ नीडेड बी. यू नो मैथ्यू वेड बिकॉज एक तो लेफ्ट हैंडर है, और प्लस जो लेफ्ट हैंडर्स हैं, और अगर न्यूजीलैंड की बात करें तो उनके पास इश सोडी और सेंटनर दोनों लेग स्पिनर्स. तो वो शायद मैथ्यू वेड को काफी कारगर साबित होंगे. अगर मैं कैप्टन हूं तो मैं कहीं ना कहीं उनको इन बिटवीन हो सकता है मैक्सवेल से पहले, स्टॉइनिस से पहले लेके उनसे चांस लेके जरूर देखूंगा, इफ ही कैन गिव द एक्सेलरेशन. So I am very hopeful that Matthew Wade will come, and I hope Australia makes Stoinis bowl. Stoinis, Mitchell Marsh, and Maxwell are three bowlers. They should make use of them in bowling those extra 4 overs instead of going with Maxwell and Mitchell Marsh and forgetting about Stoinis.
Speaking of brilliant finishes, Ashok sir, from New Zealand's perspective as well, in the last game against England, everybody was busy talking about Daryl Mitchell. But what an innings Jimmy Neesham played. He was, I believe, he was the X factor, because as you were rightly discussing on one of your shows as well, that until Jimmy Neesham arrived, Daryl Mitchell looked a bit out of touch as well. So how crucial do you think he'll be in the final game, and what is his importance in this Kiwi team?
He's been very useful. His bowling has been very useful in UAE because he's not very quick, but he's wicket to wicket, very accurate. And then his batting is unbelievable. If he can do that again, I know you can't do it every time, but if he can do it again, it'll be unbelievable. He might win the World Cup for New Zealand. He's an X factor, if I may say, with his bowling, with his batting. He bowls those 4 overs when we all talk about Bolt and Saudi. But definitely he is an X factor, and we'll have to wait and watch what he does.
Yes, Ashok sir, definitely. मतलब मुझे भी ऐसा लगता है. I'm a pretty big fan of James Neesham. मतलब हम अभी Indians and a lot of people back Hardik Pandya a lot, but मुझे लग रहा है इस साल James Neesham has been a better all-rounder than Pandya, and he's a very underrated all-rounder. मतलब प्रियम, you said it right. मतलब Daryl Mitchell को बहुत praise मिल रहा था, but Jimmy Neesham, in my opinion, 27 from 10 and then he got out. So that innings really gave the entire New Zealand dressing room and Daryl Mitchell the morale boost needed to win that game. So I couldn't agree with you more. Now coming to the Fantasy 11, Priyam, in a few hours, the countries down under are going to get down to business. So which Fantasy 11 have you narrowed down to?
See, as far as the openers are concerned, I believe that there'll be no better option than going alongside David Warner and Martin Guptill, because I believe that Martin Guptill plays fast bowlers a lot more better, and he's got that experience in T20 cricket as well. So I'll be hugely banking upon Martin Guptill, and also because of the fact that he can give those quick fire starts to the Kiwis if it is required on the night of the final. So I believe that Martin Guptill will be my man, and David Warner for the openers. At number 3, I'll have Mitchell Marsh. He played a decent knock in the last game, and definitely he can contribute with the ball as well. So he comes in as a very useful option at number 3. At number 4, I'll have to include Kane Williamson. Although he's not got good records in knockout matches, he's averaging 19 or 20 in knockout games. So he'll have to up his game if he wants New Zealand to win this title, because that's what leading from the front means. And then at number 5, I'll have Marcus Stoinis, definitely, as Ashok sir also mentioned, that the Australians can put him to great use by effectively using him in the bowling overs as well. His bowling quota is not being utilized properly, but he's a terrific all-rounder. So Marcus Stoinis at 5, and then Matthew Wade, the sort of an innings that he played in the last game, he has to be there at number 6. At number 7, I'll have Jimmy Neesham. As we rightly discussed, he's been one of the underrated all-rounders, not only in the New Zealand cricket, but in world cricket as well. And then I'll have 4 bowlers alongside me, and they will be Ish Sodhi, Adam Zampa, Adam Milne, and Trent Boult. Adam Milne has, I don't know why, but he's affected me a lot in this year's T20 World Cup. And ever since he came in as a replacement of Lockie Ferguson, he's been amazing with the ball. He does not pick those many wickets, but definitely he creates that pressure. He's been bowling at an economy rate of 4 or 5 runs per over, which is considerably very good in T20 cricket. So that will be my team for the game. Ashok sir, what about yours?
See, my team, Priyam, will be David Warner and Mitchell, and 3 will be Williamson. 4, I would go with maybe Mitchell Marsh. As you said, he was looking good, definitely. Mitchell Marsh. And 5, if I want to take a chance, although he's a hit and miss player, Glenn Maxwell, because he can turn the game. He has that knack. I hope this final is his game. Glenn Maxwell, and then obviously 6 will be Stoinis, 7 will be Ward, 8 will be Neesham, and then 3. Then I'll have Bolt and Zampa, and Stark. This will be my thing, because Zampa and Maxwell can bowl. Neesham, Bolt, Stark can be the medium pacers, and Stoinis. and Mitchell Marsh. So they have a kind of a depth in their bowling. They are not maybe top class bowler, but in UAE condition they can be useful. That is my fantasy level.
All right. Thank you so much, Ashok sir, for joining us. Thank you so much, Adi, for being a wonderful host throughout the tournament. It's been a special privilege to have you guys on board on Cricket Addictor, and this T20 World Cup has been none short of enjoyable throughout the stint with you guys, and we promise to be back with the India versus New Zealand series lining up. Thank you so much to all the fans also who tuned in. Let's see who wins the big encounter in tonight's game between Australia and New Zealand. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Ashok.
Thank you.